everyone, I'm Meg. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm a classically trained pastry chef, a wife, and a mom of two. I've worked in famous bakeries, Italian truffle sales, and in the wine world. Like you, I'm super busy with my job, my husband, and my girls, so I like to make cooking as fun and easy as possible. Here, I'm going to teach you how to bake and cook without a fancy degree. We'll pair wine with meals, good coffee with cakes, and everything in between. So grab a cup of coffee, pour a glass of wine, or sip on your favorite beverage, and I'll meet you in the kitchen. Hey guys, you want to know how to elevate a simple box cake? Make your own homemade frostings. Today we're going to make my vanilla frosting recipe. We're going to be frosting these cupcakes, which are from a box. No one will ever know, and this delicious vanilla frosting is going to bring the flavor up a couple of notches. Since I made box chocolate cupcakes, I'm pairing with a rich chocolate Nespresso pod. So good. Let's get started. I'm going to be making enough frosting to generously frost 24 cupcakes or 2-layer cakes. So we're starting with 4 sticks of butter, so 1 full pound, and this is unsalted. And I'm going to put that into the mixer with the whisk attachment on a medium to medium high until that gets nice and fluffy. My butter is room temperature. It's been out for a few hours. That'll just help this process happen so much faster. So always trying to make sure your butter is room temperature. So I did move that up to high speed. Since there's so much butter in there, the high speed is working much better than medium. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape down the sides just to make sure that all of the butter in there is getting evenly fluffy and evenly whipped. So scraping down the sides is super important, especially in things with this, where you want all of the consistency to be the same. Looking good, and it's getting so much lighter in color, it almost turns white. And that's how you know you're getting close to being ready. So it'll go from like the yellow stick to a nice white whipped butter. So you just keep whipping until you see everything in your bowl looking like that. It's looking really good. I'm just going to scrape down the sides one more time and then put it on for like 10 to 15 more seconds, and then we can move on to the next part. So this part happens pretty quickly if your butter is room temperature, just a matter of minutes. Once your butter is evenly whipped and has this gorgeous kind of fluffy texture, you're ready to start adding your powdered sugar. So it may look like a lot, but you're using a full 2-pound bag of powdered sugar. And we're going to incorporate this very slowly so the whole kitchen doesn't become a powdery mess. I've definitely done that before when I'm in a hurry, but we'll incorporate it really slowly in and then get it nice and mixed so that it looks nice, fluffy goodness frosting. And then I'll show you what else we add after this. Here we go. We'll do a couple of tablespoons to start. And then I'll put it on low and let that come together. Even putting this on low, I'm still making a mess. If you have tips of how to not make a mess when working with powdered sugar, please tell me, because somehow it's all over me and the counter and I'm having it on very low. Like, I really don't understand. How do people not get messy? So now I've almost added in all of my powder. We'll put the rest in now. Got a couple more tablespoons. And then I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the sides. And then we'll put this on high for just 10 to 15 more seconds before we put in the next ingredients. Now that I've got that all mixed, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of half and half. And I'll put it on low while I'm adding this in. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. And then 2 healthy pinches of salt. and then let that come up on high for like 30 seconds. Guess what I'm gonna do again? Scraping those sides. This is looking so good. The half and half gives it such a nice texture. It gets so creamy without it being too liquidy. It's nice and thick still, and it's like super velvety, and it's going to frost those cupcakes really, really nicely. So once the sides are scraped down, I'll put that on high for 10 seconds. And that is it. It's so easy. Look how beautiful this is. It's got this luxurious, velvety texture. And because of those 2 tablespoons of vanilla, it's just gonna have this rich vanilla flavor that'll be really nice on these chocolate cupcakes. So when I'm frosting cupcakes, I like to use a piping bag, and I just use disposable piping bags because they make my life so much easier. And then with this one, I really liked piping with a large star tip lately. I think it makes the cupcake frosting look so pretty. And we're gonna go like nice and high on these cupcakes. It's gonna look like a cupcake shop cupcake. That's how I like them to look. For me, the more frosting, the better. So what I do to help not make such a mess is I fold the top bit over, and then I'll put my hand under that top bit. So now when you put your frosting in, you have a nice amount that's not going to hit the frosting. I'll take a nice healthy scoop of frosting and put it in there. Maybe another as well. And then when you fold that back up, see how you have that like clean bit at the top? It just helps to keep everything cleaner, easier, and your frosting won't pop out the top. And then before I start frosting, you have to squeeze out into your frosting bowl to get the air bubble out. Just make sure that it's not going to pop on you. So I just do a couple of squeezes, make sure there's no air bubbles before I start frosting. I love that how big this star tip is because it's going to give you a nice ring of frosting, and you don't even have to do that much work to get this really cool effect. These cupcakes turned out so great, and just a reminder, they are box cake. I understand that I show you how to make cake sometimes, and though it's not difficult, it is time consuming. And this took me all of 5 minutes to mix in a bowl and then 15 minutes in the oven. It was so easy. So I love the shortcut of the box cake, but then you still personalize it with your own homemade icing. So it just makes it this little bit of an elevated experience, slightly special, and it was still something that you were able to make homemade. So now I'll show you how I frost these. It's so simple. You just take the star tip and start from the outer ridge of the cupcake and start to build your frosting in a circle. So I like to go in one big circle, and then I go on the inner ring, but really close. So I'm kind of like building up volume. How cute! Doesn't it look like a bake shop cupcake? Like it looks so fancy. So now I frosted them and they look so cute. Since I'm giving these to my girls, they're obsessed with sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles to be exact. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of Wilton rainbow sprinkles on top because why not? They're so adorable. It just makes them a little bit more whimsical. These look adorable. How beautiful is that? I love it. And okay, the cake wasn't homemade, but look what else you did. It's so beautiful. The frosting is going to be so delicious. And I'm just really excited to take a bite. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh my God. No one's going to know that you didn't make the cake because the frosting is the star of the show. And this is going to taste so good with my rich chocolate Nespresso. I'm going to go finish this. I'll see you next time.